I am personally not Catholic. This is a Catholic written fan fiction from the 15th century. So, it's a beautifully written poem, though. Just listen. Purgatory, Canto 30. Virgil's Departure. Beatrice, Dante's Shame. When the sceptron of the highest heaven, which never either setting knew or rising, nor veil of other cloud than that of sin, and which made everyone therein aware of his own duty, as the lower makes whoever turns the helm to come to port, motionless halted the various people that came at first between it and the griffin, turned themselves to the car as their peace, and one of them, as if heaven commissioned, singing Venez sponsa de benum, no, shouted 3 times, and all the others after, even as the blessed at the final summons shall arise up, quickened each one of his cavern uplifting light the reinvested flesh. So upon the celestial chariot 100 rose, ad vocem dantante sinus, ministers and messengers of life eternal. They were all saying, Benedictus que venus, and scattering flowers above and round about, manibus odate viliplant. Now I have beheld, as day began, the eastern hemisphere all tinged with rose, and the other heaven with fair siren adored, and the sun's face uprising overshadowed, so the tampering influence of vapors. For a long interval the eye sustained it, lest the blossom of cloud flowers which from those hands angelic ascended, and downward fell again inside and out. Over her snow-white veil with olive cinct appeared a lady under a green mantle, vested in color of the living flame, and my own spirit, that already now, so long a time had been, that in her presence, trembling with awe, it had not stood abashed, without more knowledge, having my mine eyes through occult virtue, from that her proceeded of ancient love the mighty influence felt, as soon as on my vision smote the power sublime that had already pierced me through. In my boyhood I had yet come forth. To the left hand I turned with that resilience with which the little child runs to his mother, when he has fear or when he is afflicted, to say unto Virgilus, not a drop of blood remains in me that does not tremble. I know the traces of the ancient flame, but as Virgil himself deprived had left Virgilus, sweet of all fathers, Virgilus to whom I for safety gave me. Nor whatsoever lost the ancient mother, availed my cheeks now purified from dew, the weeping they should not again be darkened. Dante, because Virgilus has departed, do not weep, yet a while, for by another sword thou needest must weep, e'en as an admiral, who on poop and prow comes to behold the people that are working in other ships, and cheers them to well-doing. Upon the left-hand border of the car, when its sound I turned of my own name, which of the necessity is here recorded, I saw the lady, who erewhile appeared veiled underneath the angelic festival, direct to her eyes across the river, although the veil that from her head descended, encircled with the foliage of Minerva, did not permit her to appear distinctively. In attitude still royally majestic, continued she, like unto one who speaks and keeps his warmest utterance. Look at me, and sooth I'm Beatrice. How did thou deign to come unto the mountain? Didst not know that the man is happy here? My eyes fell downward in the clear fountain, but seeing myself therein, I sought the grass. So great a shame did weigh my forehead down. As to the sun, my mother seemed superb as she appeared to me, for somewhat bitter, tasted the savor of severe compassion. Silent became she, and the angels sang suddenly, In te domain sperave, but beyond pedes meos did not pass. Even as snow among the living rafters upon the back of Italy congeals, blown on the back of Scandinavian winds, and then dissolving trickles through itself whenever the land that loses shadow breathes. So it seems a fire that melts a taper, even those without a tear or sigh, before the song of those who ever sang before, after the music of eternal spheres. But when I heard in their sweet melodies compassion for me, more than they had said, Oh, wherefore, lady, dost thou upbraid him? The ice that was my heart congealed to air and water changed, and in my anguish, though mouth and eyes came gushing from my breast, she on the right hand border of the car still firmly stands to those holy beings. Thus her discourse directed afterwards. Ye keep your watch in eternal day, so that nor night nor sleep can steal from you one step the aged make upon their path. Therefore my answer is with great care, so that he may hear me who is weeping yonder, so that the sin and dole be of one measure, not only by work of these great wheels, the destiny ever seed unto some end, according to the stars are in conjunction, but the large of the celestial graces, which have lofty vapors for their vein, that near to them our sight approaches not. Such had this man become in his new life, potentially, that every righteous habit would have admirable proof in him. So much more malignant and more savage becomes the land untilled with bad seed, the more earthly vigor is possessed. Sometimes did I sustain him with my look, revealing unto him my youthful eyes. I led him with me, turned in the right way. As soon as ever of my second age, I was upon the threshold, and changed life himself from me, and took and gave to others. When from the flesh to the spirit I ascended, and beauty and virtue were in me increased, I was with him, less dear and less delightful. Into ways untrue he turned his step, pursuing the false images of God, that never any promise fulfill, nor prayer for inspiration me availed, by which in dreams and otherwise I called him back. So little did he heed them, so low he fell, that all appliances for his salvation were already short, save showing him the people of perdition. For this I visited the gates of death, and unto him who so far up has led me, my intercessions were with weeping borne. God's lofty flat would be violated if leaf be passed, and such violence should tested be, withouten any scot of penitence that gushes forth in tears. You'll notice that Dante really likes to borrow from Christianity, which he fully believes. I really do believe he believes fully in Catholicism, and was very angry about the Pope inciting the whole money can buy your family into happiness. He hated that idea. So you have to understand the time of that time. They were coming out of these humongous civilizations that openly worship these deities. He was in Italy, around Greece, and he borrowed a ton from the mythology of his region. It's a fictional story, but it is a beautiful, beautiful, hard-hitting. Virgil walked him through hell and purgatory, knowing he could never make it to heaven. But the teacher wanted the student to be better than him. And that's, oh my gosh. It's gonna make, here,